Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the Tropes book tag. This tag was created by Jess Reads Books. It's a pretty new tag. I think she made it like a month ago or so. Her channel popped up in like my suggested like a couple like weeks before she made this tag, and then I saw she made this and I was like, oh, seems really cool. And I just really like the questions, and it's like a bunch of tropes and then kind of like you fix the trope with the question. So I think it's really cool. You guys should check out her channel if you haven't already. I'll leave it linked down below. But yeah, let's just get into the questions. The first trope is hopelessly devoted. Name 2 characters from separate series that you ship. For this, I don't really have one. I had to think really hard about this question. But finally, I picked something that I guess works. I chose Logan from the Defiance trilogy or whatever by C.J. Redwine, and then I chose the girl from Poison Study by Marie V. Snyder. I don't know her name, and I looked through it for like at least like 2 minutes and I still couldn't find her name, so guess we'll never know. But I think they would be good together because she's very strong-willed and I don't know, but still nice, you know what I mean, still sensitive, and he is very much like sensitive but still like strong physically, probably emotionally. I don't know, I feel like they would suit each other. They'd be like a power couple, you know what I mean? But also I like Valak a lot. He's like one of my book boyfriends, so I wouldn't choose him over Valak, but I mean they would go together, so yeah. The second one is Damsel in Distress. Name a female main character who didn't need a man to complete her. Love that. For this one, I very easily chose Rena from How to Love. I love this book. I read it twice. The first time I didn't love it as much, but the second time I was like, I don't know, rereading it, I get 5 stars. I don't know what I was thinking before. It was so good. And I just think she's a very strong main character. She's a single teen mom, and she's just like raising this baby by herself and dealing with everybody's like criticisms of her. And I just, you know, she literally doesn't need a man, and I love her for that. Number 3 is Love at First Sight. Name your OTP. I have a lot of these because usually whatever's canon is what I ship, you know what I mean? So I love a lot of couples. I'm gonna pick a book that I literally always talk about, and that is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel. You guys, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book. I love the romance between Bishop and Ivy. So good. He's so like respectful of her, and they just like, I don't know, they get along really well, and they're just like, I like their banter, and you guys, I just love them. So that is my current OTP. Could it change? Yeah, but we're just gonna pick this one for now. Number 4 is Mental Illness as a Quirk. Name a book that represented mental illness well. I had a hard time finding one for this, partly because I haven't read a lot of like mental illness books, but also the ones that I have read aren't mental illnesses that I can relate to. I have depression myself, but I don't deal with like the anxiety side of it, so it's like there's books that I have read about like anxiety and stuff I can't relate, or like I don't know if that represents it well because I don't have it. I did end up picking Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella because I enjoyed this book and I heard that a lot of people could relate to it, so I don't know necessarily if it represents mental illness 100%, but I heard it was really good from people that do deal with anxiety and stuff. So yeah, definitely need to read more of that, but also I don't know if it represents it well because I can't relate. You know what I mean? Number 5 is The Chosen One. Name a main character that did or almost did ruin a series for you. For this one, it might be a little bit controversial, but I picked The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I don't like Katniss. I don't like her. I think she's annoying and just, I I'm over her. Everybody's like, oh, Candace like a strong female. Maybe, but like also she's just like annoying. And I don't like her. Being in her head for 3 books was just too much, okay? What saved it was PETA. So, I mean, if he wasn't there, then like, yeah, I wouldn't have liked this series. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm here for PETA, not for Katniss. It maybe wouldn't necessarily have ruined it for me, but it wouldn't be one of my favorite series of all time. Number 6 is Friends to Lovers. Name a duo that went from friendship goals to relationship goals. I don't like this trope. I don't like the friends to lover. I kind of like the hate to love more, or like forbidden romance. So I had a hard time thinking of one because I usually don't go for books that are like friends to lovers because I just don't care. But for this one I did choose, well, I forgot their names. I forget everybody's names. This one I chose Emma and Julian from the Dark Artifices trilogy. They were friends before and I like their relationship. I really like it, you know. So I probably only like it because it's kind of like forbidden, you know what I mean? But it's friends to lovers, so love that. Number 7 is Amnesia. Name a book you would forget for one reason or the other. So I went through my Goodreads for this question and I was like, let's look for a book that I don't remember reading that's on my read list, right? And so I have The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. On my Goodreads, it's marked as read and it's rated, but I have no recollection of reading this. I may have not read it and I just for some reason marked it as read and gave it a rating. I don't know. But I always think that I've read it, or like I always see it in the library, I'm like, I wonder if I've read that, or like, should I read that? And like I read the synopsis and I'm like, maybe I have read that, but then I'm also like, I don't think I have. I don't remember, so who knows? I don't. Number 8 is Bad Boys. Name your favorite villain. This question is hard because I don't read a lot of fantasy, you know, there's not a lot of villains and just like your normal contemporary romance. So it's hard for me to even find a villain, but also like my favorite villain. I guess one that I found interesting was Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles. She's cool, I guess. Yeah, we'll just go with her. Number 9 is Missing Parents or Adults. Name a book that could benefit from a bit of parental guidance or adult supervision. It was funny because for this one I was thinking in all the books I was like, oh, they could use that. There's usually is parent like supervision, but the parents aren't good either, so maybe they could just use like good parents. So for this one I chose a book that I actually don't like because it was just like dumb and like pointless. Would have just like never had to happen if they had good parents. Well, that is Deer Killer by somebody I don't remember. I did not like this book at all. Her mom was like a serial killer and then she carries it on and is a serial killer. Like her mom taught her to kill people. Like, you know what I mean? But like also the book wasn't interesting because that wasn't like in the book. It was just like, oh, my mom taught me everything I know. And I was like, okay. So I wouldn't recommend this book, but you know, if she just had like a normal mom who doesn't teach you how to murder people, kind of like most people's moms, then you know, this whole book wouldn't have had to happen. And I would have gotten my time back. So, number 10 is Girl or Guy Gang. Tag some friends. I don't have anybody to tag, so if you want to do this, I tag you. But yeah, I really enjoyed answering these questions, but I know I didn't do the best job. So if you have some answers to these questions, leave them down below. I'd love to know what you guys think. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.